Hello dear students, today we can study another one lesson of standard chapter 7, solids, liquids and gases. The name of the lesson is solids, liquids and gases. See, all living and non-living things around us are made up of matter. Living and non-living things are present in our nature. So, all living and non-living things around us, it's made up of matter. What is matter? Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. Matter is anything that has mass, weight, okay, that has mass and occupies space. That is called matter. So, what is matter? Matter is anything, book, textbook, notebook, chair, bench, water, hydrogen. Okay, all these are matter. Okay, matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. So, the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat and even the human body is matter. These are the example of matter. Okay, so the globe, the chair, the books, okay, all these are examples of matter. What is matter? Matter is anything that has mass, weight, okay, that has mass and occupies space, that is called matter. Next, matter is made up of small particles, small things, okay, tiny particles are called molecules. See, matter, everything, what all things are present here, everything, it is made up of tiny particles or small substances or small things are called molecules. Okay, textbook, it is made up of molecules. Okay, these molecules are made up of even tinier particles are called atoms. These molecules are also made up of small particles. Tinier means very small particles are called atoms. What is that? Atoms. So, matter is made up of tiny particles are called molecules and molecules are made up of even tinier, very small particles are called atoms. So, atoms form the basic building block of all matter. So, atoms are the very basic building block of all matter. So, books, textbook, notebook, then bench, chair, all these are matter and all these are made up of atoms. Okay. They are so tiny that they cannot be seen with the naked eye. See, the atoms are very small. We cannot see with our naked eye. Okay, two or more atoms join together form the molecules. Two or more atoms join together form the molecules. So, what are molecules? Matter is made up of small particles are called molecules. Molecules are made up of tinier particles are called atoms. Okay, so two or more atoms may join together form the molecules. The space between two molecules is called intermolecular space. The space between two molecules, okay, the space between two molecules are called intermolecular space. There is a force of attraction among the molecules that is very strong in solids, liquids and weaker in liquids and very weak in gas. Okay, force of attraction between the molecules. See, there is a force of attraction between molecules. So, this force of attraction between the molecules high in solids. It is very strong in solids. But in liquids, it's very weak. But very weak in which one? Gases. Okay. So, that is why solids are rigid. It is not flexible. Solids are very rigid. It is not flexible. Example of solid things are textbook, notebook, stick, pen, pencil, all these are example of solid thing. Okay, so the force of attraction between the molecules a force of attraction between the molecules. It's very strong in solids. That's why it is not flexible. But it is weak in liquid. It's very weak in gases. Okay. So, the force of attraction between the molecules is weak in liquids. That's why they can flow easily. And gases spread in all directions. The force of attraction between the gas molecules are very weak. Very weak. That's why they can spread in all direction. Okay. Some matter is visible to us, such as wood, water, etc. Some matter we cannot be seen. Example, oxygen. Can you see the oxygen? Can you see the carbon dioxide? It is not visible. Okay. Let us learn the states of matter. Different states of matter. Before that, mass. What is mass? Mass is the amount of matter in a body. What is mass? Mass is the amount of matter. Amount of matter in a body. All living and non-living things are made up of matter. Mass is the amount of matter in a body. So, how much matter is there? That is called mass. See, the amount of space that an object occupies is called its volume. Okay, the amount of space. If you are keeping one book here, the amount of space that book occupies. Okay, if you are keeping the book here, the amount of space it occupies, that is called its volume. Okay, now we can learn the states of matter. Matter can exist in 3 states, which we already learned in the lower classes. Matter can exist in, so we can see in 3 states: solid, liquid and gas. So let us learn the difference between the states of matter. So here the difference in the states of matter lies in the arrangement of molecule. Okay, let us learn one by one. First one is solid. In solids, there is a strong force of attraction between the molecule. We already learned. The force of attraction between the molecules is very strong in solid. So that's why the molecules are tightly packed in the solid. So they can't flexible. It is not flexible. Okay. So it is tightly packed. So the molecules in a solid cannot move. The molecules in a solid cannot move. But solids have a fixed shape and size and volume also. Solids have a fixed shape. The shape is not changing. Solids have a fixed shape, size and volume. And solids cannot be compressed. It cannot be compressed. Okay, so these are the features of solids. Solids, there is a strong force of attraction between the molecules. So, solids are tightly packed. Molecules in a solid cannot move. Solids have a fixed shape, size and volume, and solids cannot be compressed. These are the different features of solids. Next, what are the different features of liquid? The force of attraction between the molecules of liquids are lesser than solids but higher than gases. The force of attraction is very weak, but it is lesser than solids. The force of attraction between the molecules is lesser than solids, but stronger than or higher than gases. Molecules of liquids are loosely packed as compared to solids. Okay, the molecules are loosely packed. The molecules are loosely packed. So molecules in liquids can move, making the liquids to flow. So if you are pouring water from one glass to the other, we can pour the water, because they are flowing. They are flowing. See, molecules in liquids can move, making the liquid to flow. The liquids have a fixed volume. Liquids have if you are keeping water in a glass, it has a fixed volume, but no fixed shape. If you are pouring water from one glass to the other vessel, it takes the shape of that vessel. Okay, so it has no fixed shape and size also. Okay, liquids have a fixed volume but no fixed shape and size. Liquids can be compressed to a very small extent. It can compress very small extent. So these are the peculiarities of liquid. Next is gas. Features of gas. In gases, there is negligible force of attraction between the molecules of gases. Very less force of attraction between the molecules of gases are very less. Okay, less force of attraction between the or very weak. Okay, force of attraction between the molecules in gases, it is very weak. There is a lot of space between the molecules of gases. Okay, the molecules of gases, intercellular space. Okay, intermolecular space, it is very which one? It's very high. Okay, or lot of free space between the molecules of gases. Molecules in gases can move freely in any direction. Molecules of gases can move freely in any direction. Okay, molecules in gases can move freely in any direction. Gases have no fixed shape, size and volume. Gases have no fixed shape, have no fixed size and volume. Gases can be compressed to a very large extent. The gases can compress. We can compress the gas. Okay, so these are the features of solid, liquid and gases. The characteristic features of solid, liquid and gases. Next, solubility. What is solubility? Solubility of a substance. It refers to its ability to dissolve in another substance to form a uniform mixture. For example, if you are adding salt to water. See, salt, it dissolves in water. Okay, so here solubility refers its ability to dissolve in another substance. They can dissolve in another substance. Okay, so this, a substance can dissolve in another substance. That is to form a uniform mixture. We have already learned that previous classes that the substance that dissolve in another substance is called a solute. For example, if you are adding salt in water, salt is the solute. Okay, the substance in which a solute dissolve is called a solvent. Here, salt dissolve in water, water is a solvent. The substance in which the solute dissolve. Here, the salt dissolve in water. Here, the substance which solute dissolve is called a solvent. Here, water is the solvent. And the mixture, here salt and water, it's a mixture is formed, no? That is the solution. Here, the substance which is dissolved in solvent, that is called solute. The substance in which the solute dissolved is called the solvent and the mixture is called the solution. See, let us learn the solubility of solids in water. Solubility. What is solubility? Ability of a substance to dissolve in another substance. Ability of a substance. For example, salt can dissolve in water. Okay, ability of the salt to dissolve in another substance, water. Okay, that is called solubility. So, solubility of solids in water. Solids like salt, sugar easily dissolve in water. Easily dissolved. It mixed with the water. Mixed with the water. So, these are called soluble substance. So, salt, sugar, etc. They are the soluble substances. They can dissolve in water. When soluble substances are added to water, they break down into individual molecules that spread and arrange uniformly in between the water molecules. See, when soluble substances are added to water, they break into individual molecules. They break into individual molecules that spread and arrange uniformly in between the water molecules. So, that solution is called uniform solution. See, if you are adding salt into water, every place in water, if you are tasting water, all the places that water having the same taste, isn't it? So, when soluble substance are, what is soluble substance? Solids like salt, sugar, etc. easily dissolve in water. Such substances are called soluble substance. Okay, so when soluble substances are added to water, they break down into individual molecules. The molecules break down. Okay, all the molecules break down into it become individual molecule, separate. Okay, and that spread. It spread there and arrange uniformly in between the water molecule. Okay, water molecules are there. So the salt molecules it spread there and arrange uniformly. Okay, in between the water molecules. Such a solution is called uniform solution. But some solid substance like a sand, chalk powder, tea leaves, they do not dissolve in water. Such substances are called insoluble substances. Okay, chalk powder, sand, tea leaves, etc. It's not dissolving in water. Such substances are called insoluble substance. Some substance it dissolve in water. Such substances are called soluble substance. Some solid substance they are not dissolving in water. Such substances are called insoluble substances. Next is solubility of liquids in water. See, we learned solubility of solids in water. Some solid it dissolve in water. Some other liquids it dissolve in water. Let's see about solubility of liquids in water. Liquids like milk, glycerin, alcohol, etc. it easily dissolve in water. If you are adding milk to the water, it mix with water. Isn't easily mix with the water or it dissolve in water. Such liquids are called miscible liquid. Such liquids are called miscible liquids. But some other liquids, they do not dissolve in water. They do not mix with water. Okay. For example, oil. If you are adding oil into the water, we can see the oil separately. We can see there. Okay. So, oil, petrol, etc. It do not mix with the or it do not dissolve in water. Such liquids are called immiscible liquids. Miscible liquids and immiscible liquids. Some liquids it dissolve in water. Such liquids are called miscible liquids. Some liquids do not dissolve in water. They are called immiscible liquids. Example immiscible liquids. Example oil, petrol, etc. Next is solubility of gases in water. Some gases like carbon dioxide and oxygen dissolve in water. See, we already learned aquatic plants and animals, they use oxygen which is dissolved in water, carbon dioxide which is dissolved in water. Okay, so gases like carbon dioxide and oxygen dissolve in water. Gases like carbon dioxide and oxygen dissolve in water. Aerated or carbonated drinks, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and example of aerated or carbonated drinks, isn't? So, they have carbon dioxide dissolved in water under high pressure. Carbon dioxide that is dissolved in water with the high pressure. Under high pressure, carbon dioxide dissolved in water in the carbonated drinks. So, which gives the drink its fizz. That sound is coming out there now. So, that is the carbonated drinks. Okay. So, here gases like carbon dioxide and oxygen dissolved in water. Aquatic plants and animals, they survive in water. They are living in water, isn't? So, because of the dissolved oxygen. From where they get the oxygen? Oxygen is dissolved in water. Okay. So, aquatic plants and animals, they use the dissolved oxygen which is present in the water. And aquatic plants also use the dissolved carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, it is dissolved. It is mixed in the water. Okay, that carbon dioxide they use for making food. Next, water is also known as universal solvent. Water is known as universal solvent. Why? Because it can dissolve. It can dissolve more substances than any other liquid. Okay, salt, sugar, etc. dissolve in water. Isn't like that? Many other things are also dissolved in many other solid, liquid, substances are dissolved in water. That's why water is known as the universal solvent. Okay, so it can dissolve more substance than any other liquid. That's why it is known as universal solvent. So not all solids melt on heating. Not all solids melt on heating. See, some of the solids, they burn. Okay, for example, paper, then if clothes, etc. If you are heating, they will burn. Okay, and producing the residues. After that, we get the ash. You see, that is the residue. Okay, so not all the solids melt on heating. Some of them burn, producing residues like ash.